Peace and power. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Thanks everybody for spending time with me. I truly appreciate it. It's 1,000,001 people out here podcasting and they have platforms and channels. And salute to everybody that has a channel and doing what they do. I'm just saying, for people to tap in with me, it's gratifying, it's humbling, and I'm thankful. Whether you give me an hour, 5 minutes, 10 seconds, thank you for your time. It's really appreciated, sincerely and dearly. Okay, so I want to get into how I turn pain into peace. First and foremost, I stopped being so focused on the pain because the more I did focus on the pain, it became painful. And now I was full of pain. I had pain all over, everywhere. It wasn't just physical pain, it was mental pain, it was spiritual pain, it was verbal pain. And once I started focusing on peace, I became full of peace. So I became peaceful. So I had peace everywhere, spiritually, mentally, psychologically. So the pain, I didn't put that much emphasis on it no more. Like, when I had surgery, people was like, yo, you not in pain? I'm like, nah, I'm okay. Like, if that was me, I would be in pain. It's like, yeah, nah, I'm not in pain because the more I focus on the pain, it's going to be painful. And now the pain going to be everywhere. I'm going to start getting pain in other places. I was focused on being at peace with my surgery or at peace with things that I have been through. And I've been through a lot of things that caused pain in my life or that have been traumatic in my life. Yes. However, once I focused on the peace aspect of it, I was able to be at peace with it. And then I became more peaceful with these things. And I'm thankful that I'm at that place and space where my peace is priceless. Can't put a price on that. Maybe if I start paying back attention to the things that cause me pain, I'll never get back to the place where I'm at now with the peace, or being at peace, or being peaceful, because I'm so focused on the pain or past pain. And like I said, I've been through some painful things in life with various different scenarios and situations, a lot. But I'm so focused now on the peace and being peaceful and having a peace of mind, it don't even matter. And I'm not going to allow anything now to take that away from me. Like, I'm not able to live any longer. I'm thankful because I'm going to be at peace with everything that I've been through, everything that I accomplished. It might not be nothing to other people, or I might have done a lot to other people. That doesn't matter. What matters is I'm going to be at peace. It's like when we pass on, right? What a lot of people say, they resting in peace, or they don't have to go through pain no more. That's how I look at life now. Looking at life like that right now. Again, have I been through a lot? Yes. Have I been through some painful things? Yes. Even my grandparents, or my mom and my dad, or family members, or my ancestors. I get that. I'm just at a point in my life, just me. I'm thankful that I'm at a point in life where I'm at peace. Because I know when I was going through pain, I made things painful. And I mean, I was full of pain. So now that I'm at peace, full of peace. It's like with hate. Some people have so much hate and they don't let it go. They become hateful. So now they full of hate. You can see it in their body language. You can see it in their facial expressions. You can hear it when they talk. You can detect it with their attitude, with their aggression. Like, okay, all right, I see this hate. I hear the hate. They spewing it. So they full of it. You know what I mean? So that's why I had to learn how to shift my energy and put it into being more peaceful, more calm. Like I said, when I speak about certain things, yes, I will get compassionate or display compassion. Yes, I will do that. But for me to be at peace and to keep the peace, that's humbling. That's gratifying. Because like I said, me having a peace of mind is priceless. It's like if I have my last piece of cake or my last piece of gum, it's not that I don't want to share, but what will I have for me? So my point is that when you give up that last piece of gum or that last piece of cake, now you don't have nothing for yourself. So now that may be painful. And now you may be full of pain. Because it's like, damn, I gave up my last piece of cake. I'm hungry. I got stomach pain. And now you may catch a headache. So it went from your stomach to your brain. Now you may get tired. So look, it's an ongoing thing. It's like it went from your stomach because you gave up your last piece of cake. It was a noble thing to do. It was an honorable thing to do. But now you're depriving yourself. So my point is, don't deprive yourself of that peace because you so stuck on your pain. And now you become full of pain. I had to learn that. And what I'm thankful for when I learned it, I had to start to release all the pain. Like I said, I'm just speaking about when I went through something physically, as far as me going through pain with my surgery. Yes, I've been through other traumatic things in life that was painful. And I didn't learn it from those experiences. I learned it from me having surgery. Because it was like, nah, you know what? The medication was giving me a headache. So I couldn't take the meds. So it's like, well, how am I going to fight this pain that I'm going through? Psychologically, mentally, I had to learn how to fight it off. Because the pain starts in the brain. And it was like, you know what? Nah, that medication giving me a headache, doc. I can't even take that medication no more. And in the beginning, I was having headaches, but I was like, you know what? I started to do other things. I started to focus on other things. And the pain wasn't even as severe as it was. It traveled from one place to the next, but it wasn't everywhere because I had foot surgery. So it wasn't like, okay, it went from my foot to maybe my knee, my leg, but it wasn't everywhere. It wasn't in my foot. Then it was on my ankle. Then it was in my legs. Then it was in my arms, my back. No, it traveled. It didn't go from just there and then it was everywhere. No, it went from different places. But the more that my mind got in tune to being at peace with the pain, it started to subside more and more day by day. It's like, man, nah, it's a little pain, but it ain't painful. So I wasn't full of the pain. I was more at peace with the pain. And now, the more I became at peace with it, I became a lot more peaceful. And I'm thankful now that I'm in control of that. I'm in control of my peace. And I don't worry about pain. I don't pay it no mind no more. Because the more I study it, it's just going to become more painful. And the more I focus on the peace aspect of it, the more I become more peaceful. You know what I mean? It's like the more experiences you have in life, the older you get, the more you're going to want peace. Because that pain can give you heart attack, stroke, nervous breakdown, hypertension. It'll do things because you're so focused on your hurt, your pain. And no, don't ignore it. I'm not saying that by all means. I'm saying focus more on peace so you can become more peaceful. And now things that's not in your control, something that you can't control, it won't bother you. And if you believe or you see it as you can't control it, work on bettering the situation. And you might have to work on it alone. You might can't get the troops to rally with you. You might have to work on it alone. It may be a little bit more difficult. I'm saying if it's your pain or if it's painful, get to work on it. Get to work on it. Get to work at it. But don't let it just be pain and turn painful and you're not working on it. Or you believe you need people to work on it with you, let alone for you. Get to work on it yourself. Like I said, when the doctor gave me the medication for my pain, it was giving me a headache. And it was nothing else that the doctor could do. So I had to come up with something. So it's like, see how somebody was working with me, but it wasn't working for me though. Even though they was working with me, it wasn't working for me. So mentally, I had to block it out like, nah, I got to. And I started to do other things and get focused on other things. So the pain, I wouldn't let it get the best of me. So it wasn't painful, just a little bit of pain. But now I start to subside that little bit of pain with a little bit of peace, then a little bit more peace. Then once I became at peace with the fact that it was only going to be a little bit of pain, I became peaceful. And now, me being full of peace, I ain't really feel no pain. You know, I didn't feel nothing. I'm like, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. It's like me wanting to be great. For me to become great, I got to put in work. However, when I become great, I could become grateful. And now I'm full of greatness, full of being great. It's like the same thing I said about hate. It starts off light. It starts off little. And then once you keep doing it, you become full of it. Become full of hate. So it's like, that's all you're doing. It's like the same thing with love. Once you become a loving person, you're full of love. So it doesn't matter how much hate is spewed your way. Like, I ain't worry about that, man. Like, I love them. I know they don't love me. I can't control that. Don't matter. And that's another thing about peace that I appreciate. I'm only focused on what I could control. Again, I've been through a lot of things in my life that caused a lot of pain. A lot of pain. Some of the things that I've been through, I can't control. I didn't have the final say. I didn't have total control of. Somebody else did. So I can't penalize myself for that. That's another thing I appreciate about being at peace with things. I learned not to penalize me for something that is out of my control. The things I could control, I'm at peace with that. So I'm peaceful. The things I'm unable to control, that's not me. I'm focused on what I could control. And it's not that I have control issues. No, I don't mean in that regard. I mean in regards to me just keeping my peace of mind, me keeping my sanity, me keeping my mental health in order. That's what I'm saying. What people say about me, can't control that. What people look to do to me, can't control that. I could defend myself if somebody tried to inflict harm on me, yes. But to actually prevent it, they're going to do what they're going to do regardless. They're going to say what they're going to say regardless. I can't control that. That would be a control issue. But I've been through a lot of things, dramatic. What I had to learn, though, was let it go so I could grow. And that's another thing about peace that you start to see. when you let things go, you start to grow. You start to have and see and get more peace in your life. And things is like, yeah, that I ain't gonna lie, that was painful. However, I'm glad that I let it go so I can grow, so I could evolve. And I'm appreciative that I've came to that point in my life because I was told, because I was going through so much painful things and I was in so much pain that I would never be able to grow. I was told I wouldn't even make it to the age that I'm at today because I had so much pain. And I was going through so many painful scenarios and situations. Like, man, you ain't gonna make it to C30 with that attitude. And it was like, it wasn't that I had a bad attitude. I had to learn. I was going through so much pain that I just had to start letting things go so I could grow. Will I forget those things? No. But I had to forgive myself, though. I'm going to say that again. Will I forget those things? Never. But I had to let those things go so I can grow. Me, so I can grow. And when I did that, and I started to look back like, damn, I was holding on to that. What? And if I'm going to deal with it, I'm going to deal with it. And I got to be prepared. Whatever's going to come with it, when I look to deal with it. So if I had situations with family members or with a family member, I dealt with it or I left it alone. But I'm not going to move forward. And now that pain turns into it being painful because I don't want to let it go. So I had to learn how to let things go so I could grow. It's like one time, my uncle told me, he was like, yo, how long you gonna be stuck on that? You don't let it go, how you gonna grow and elevate? I'm like, no, you don't get it. You don't get my pain. He like, no, but that you're full of pain though. You gotta let something go so you could grow. You ain't gonna never get to the place you need to get to because all you doing is being stuck on your pain. He like, yo, when I went and fought in the war or whatever, he's like one of the sergeants told him, was like, look, soldier, you're gonna be focused on this pain and it's gonna get painful, or you're gonna focus on the peace aspect so you can get back to your loved ones and your family. And he said, y'all took that with me every day, nephew, till I got up out of there. And once I got up out of there, I was so at peace with the fact that I didn't let that pain of that injury, whatever it was, a knife wound, a gunshot wound, whatever it was. But when I was so focused and stuck on that pain, it was blindsided me. I couldn't see clearly. Because now, remember, I was actually at war. So how could I see the enemy that's going to sneak attack me? Because I'm so focused on the pain that I've gotten from the enemy attacking me. They still coming at me. And they still going to come at me. But now that I'm so focused on being at peace with that pain, I can actually see them coming and know how to deal with it better this time around. I admit, they got that one up on me. They got that one. But now I'm more prepared for them when they come this time. Because I let that pain go. And I started focusing on peace. And I'm like, all right. And when he first said it for a minute, I didn't get it. Then I went through something else. And he seen me again. He was like, yo, I heard you going through this now, nephew. Like, what's up with you? I'm like, nah, man, you don't get it. And he's like, no, I do get it. I need you to get it. I love you. I appreciate you. But when you gonna love you and appreciate you, things that's not totally in your control, don't worry about it. You going through pain for no reason. It ain't, and you can't totally control that. You can't. And I'm like, what you mean I can't tell you? Can't. It's things that's out of your control. Don't worry about it no more. You get focused. Stay focused on the positive. Stay focused on the peace. You'll be full of those things. Get focused on joy, happiness. Let that other stuff go. I understand it's painful. Then he started running down scenarios that he been through. And I'm looking at him like, damn, yo, my unc's strong. I ain't know he been through all that. He had to go through, he took losses in his life, huge losses. That's not for me to share because that's what he shared with me, but he had some huge losses that I had to look at it like that. I don't know how he, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how he bounced back from those losses. That's some painful things he been through. But like he was looking to tell me and trying to tell me, he focused on joy, happiness, peace. So those things didn't get the best of him. It was pain, but he didn't let it turn painful. So that's my point of this video. Don't let something that did cause pain, don't let it turn painful. Look to bring in peace so you can become peaceful. It ain't that you running. It ain't that you scared. It ain't that you hiding. It's time to elevate though. It's time to elevate. It's time to graduate from the pain, graduate to peace. That's what it's time to do. So if this video resonates with anybody, drop a comment. Make sure you like. And if you are new here, I appreciate it if you subscribe. And thanks to everybody, like I said, for your time, effort, and energy in tuning in. And to my wise warriors, I appreciate you guys. Peace, power, shalom, assalamu alaikum. Till next time. Peace, world.